What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my beautiful co-hosts, Josh and John Luke. How are you guys doing today?
Fantastic.
I'm feeling really good for a Monday. I don't know. I got great energy today.
Jail, that's a really great mood you're in for someone who just lost their dynasty championship.
The gloves are off.
I had to throw 1 point.
Nick Chubb could still get negative 10 points.
You're right.
He could still get negative points.
If he gets negative 10 points tonight, then JL beats me. Otherwise, we are
Congratulations, you big stinky loser.
Has anyone a non-quarterback ever scored that many negative points? I doubt it, right?
They'd have to get benched before that, right? If they fumbled, there's no way they would let them get 5 fumbles.
Defense, sure. Yeah, defense definitely has. Defense and quarterbacks probably only. And I doubt a quarterback. Like, he's probably getting benched before he gets negative 10, unless it's Scott Fishbowl or something.
Yeah. Absolutely. Guys, also joining us today, coming back to play some Fantasy Football Jeopardy with us, is great friend of the show, Jim Coventry. For those of you that do not know Jim, he's an NFL analyst with RotoWire and a SiriusXM Fantasy Sports radio host on Saturday and Sundays. You can find him from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern time on both of those days over on SiriusXM. Jim, thank you so much for joining us today. It's always so much fun when you come on with us.
Always love hanging out with you guys. It's always fun. It's always fast-paced, energetic, and football knowledge gets thrown around.
Yes. At least from you. Like we do our best to throw football knowledge around, but you definitely bring it here. We got J-Wall in here. J-Wall's on a road trip from Utah to Florida and excited to listen to my faves. He texted me this morning saying he was in Texas, and by the time I replied, he was already in Mississippi. They are moving fast. Wow. Maybe that was last night when he texted me. I'm not sure. I saw it this morning. Craig in here saying another J person on the show today. I see that the big J lobby has a firm grasp on FYF. Yeah, I'm doing my best, Craig, to get these J names out of here. But with someone as great as Jim, we got to just keep inviting them back. Albert in here saying, good afternoon, FYF. Glad to have you here, Albert. And Maria said, happy snow day. Yeah, it is snowing in Baltimore. Jim, is it snowing where you are as well?
It is not. We got the snow on Sunday, yesterday. Yeah.
Nice. Really? It was actually kind of warm here yesterday. Like,
it was like
considering
55,
it's like snowing
like or something.
Yeah, we probably got like 4 or 5 inches, last night this morning.
Damn. Believe it or not, it is not snowing in San Antonio, Texas. Thank God. I like snow, but that shuts this whole place down. Anthony said, happy California Sunshine Day. Yeah, we get it, Anthony. You live in paradise. Yeah. Jay said, JL, do you need a hug? Do you need a hug, JL?
No.
He definitely needs a hug.
What's up, Joey? Welcome in. Someone else want to sing it?
Joey. Tree and Front Yard Fantasy, living in perfect harmony.
Right. Beautiful.
Good. Not a singer.
Also, Jane here saying Jim is one of my favorite people, the absolute best. Us as well. We're big fans of Jim.
Across the board, guys. Love you guys all.
So what's up, Thomas? He said, great way to start the new year. Indeed, it is. And Anthony says, stop texting and driving, J-Wall. There's another person.
He may not be driving. He's
we don't
chatting,
know there. And Maria,
there's a difference too.
Maria said football knowledge optional. Yeah, that's true. That's why they let me on the show. Josh, JL, Jim have got it, but they let me on for the football knowledge. Scott, welcome in. Happy New Year.
Scott.
I love the show.
Nicest, least sarcastic things he's ever said. Like to us,
Simon is such a good host. Josh brings the energy. JL is so creative, and they all.
I'm reading this completely sarcastic now. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh, for that. JL's so creative.
And Marty said, sup, guys, and one of my favorite Jim C's. Salute. I'm curious who your other favorite Jim C's are.
Yeah.
He's got some other favorite Jim C's.
I think you're my favorite Jim C, Jim.
I'm the only one you know.
We got Apple in here.
Yep.
Apple, it's been a minute. How are you? He said he dropped Daryl and my opponent started him. Started Herbert over Burrow.
Oh, no.
Started Rojo. Benched Mitchell, Evans, Lazard, Boyd. Still a chance to win tonight if Najee, Deontay, and Muth score 40 in non-PPR.
You got a chance.
You got a shot. That's all you need going into Monday night. You need a chance. That's going to be tough, though, in a non-PPR league to get those 40 points, but it is within the realm of possibilities. Jim, what do you think on their chances here?
What enhances the chances are that Cleveland was eliminated.
Yep.
Myles Garrett's not 100%. Do they really play him now if he's injured? And it's Ben's last home game. And so they may just go out on a big high here against a team with nothing to play for. So I think that gives you a better chance than you would have had 24 hours ago.
I completely agree with that. Yeah, the Bengals knocked out the Browns' chances yesterday, beating the Chiefs. But Jim, that's a great point. And Apple said Monday Night Miracle. That's what we're cheering for. We're cheering there for you with you, Apple.
Yeah.
And Scott said Jim is on the show. Awesome, indeed, it
Scott
is.
Fish.
He's the man.
Guys, as I mentioned, we brought Jim here to play some Jeopardy today. Josh, I forget if we talked about it before the show. Is there any news before we start playing Jeopardy?
There is some news. I can just run through it real quick. Yeah, I just want to cover everything that happened yesterday. Michael Gallup. Oh, I hit edit the comment, but Michael Gallup, he unfortunately suffered an ACL tear. He in week 17, he's out the remainder of the season. It's really sad because he's on a contract year as well, and he was probably going to get a good deep chunk of money, and that just went down, if we're being honest. It's sad to see. Drew Lock, he's expected to be the starter in week 18. Ricky Seals-Jones, he's suffered a concussion in week 17. It was a little scary. He was carted off the field. He kind of had a weird play where he ran into the wall on the sideline, hit a cameraman.
Pushed into it, yeah.
Does anyone have an update? This is kind of random, but I believe it was Donald Parham who went down and went rigid
he's
a
fine.
Couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
is he okay?
Yeah, he's
okay.
better. Yeah.
I just remember seeing that, and it looked terrifying when he went down because he just stayed with his arms.
It was
rigid,
one of the primetime games too, I believe. It was.
I'm glad to hear he's okay then.
Ron Rivera said Taylor Heineke will start in week 18. Ronald Jones is having an MRI and his ankle injury. Keyshawn Vaughn suffered a rib injury, and Le'Veon Bell is the only healthy running back for the Bucs heading into week 18. So if you need someone in week 18, you're still playing, maybe Le'Veon Bell could be an option for you. Bruce Arians said that. Yeah, go ahead.
And Tom Brady only needs 488 passing yards to be the all-time passer with no running backs.
Yes. It's setting up well, right? It's setting up well. And here's another thing. Bruce Arians, it was kind of in relation to them asking about Tom Brady playing next week, said that he will not rest anyone going into week 18. So we'll see. I could still see it happening, though. Antonio Brown is now a free agent. We all know that. He kind of just left the game. Brown claims that the Bucs coaches and staffers tried to force him to re-enter the game despite an ankle injury he reportedly tweaked earlier, but Bruce Arians has denied this ever happened. So I'm sure more information will come out as go along, but he is a free agent now. He is no longer with the Buccaneers, and I don't see him signing anytime soon.
Oh, he's an expensive agent. Nothing free about AB.
Yeah. It's more than just money you're paying him if you try to sign him too. So Vikings coach Mike Zimmer was asked if he wanted to get rookie quarterback Kellen Mond, because it kind of surprised me he wasn't the starter. Playing time in week 18, he said not particularly. So I guess he doesn't have a lot of faith in Kellen Mond. And Kyle Shanahan confirmed that Jimmy Garoppolo will remain the team's week 18 starter if he's healthy. That's everything.
There we go. That's all the news, guys. A couple reminders before we start playing Fantasy Football Jeopardy. One, if you have not followed our guest already or are not already following him, make sure you head on over to Twitter and follow him at Jim Coventry NFL. It is right there below his beautiful face on the screen. So make sure you guys go and follow him. Like we said, we're not kidding whenever we say he's one of our favorite people in this space. You're missing out if you're not following him on Twitter. Two, if you're watching this video, that means you're already on our YouTube or Twitch channels. If you are on our YouTube channel, hit that like button on this video and make sure you are subscribed to our channel at Front Yard Fantasy. If you're on Twitch, hit that follow button on Twitch as well. And guys, I believe it's time for some Fantasy Football Jeopardy. JL's running the game today. Josh, do you want to run us through how this works?
Absolutely. We're playing Fantasy Football Jeopardy. Like Simon said, it's a lot like Jeopardy. I'm sure most people have seen the television show Jeopardy before. All the questions today we'll ask will be football related. It'll be very similar to how Jeopardy is played. However, we will not buzz in to answer the questions and let the first person to buzz in. We'll go in an order. And we're playing our rules. So if the person in front of you gets the question correct, the person in front of you, they get to pick your category for the next question. So that's a little fun, gives you a little bit of advantage if you get your question correct. If it's your turn and the person in front of you didn't get it correct, you get to pick anything on the board. The $500 questions are typically a lot harder than the $100 questions. Keep that in mind. The more expensive the question, the more difficult it's going to be. If you get the question correct, you get the amount shown. Once we get through all the questions on the board, we have a final Jeopardy round where we wager however many points we want to wager that we have, and we will not have negative points. So if you answer a question, it's incorrect, you don't get negative. You keep the amount you have. Whoever collects the most money over the course of the game will be our Fantasy Football Jeopardy champion today, a.k.a. me.
Yes.
Yeah. You're going down, Jim. You ready to lose?
Huh? Dude, I'm honored. You are sleeves today. Normally, I get the sleeveless version. So, hey, I'm honored. I already won.
Don't worry. I'll be sweating a little bit this show, and then after the show ends, we're doing a little song.
Josh,
I'll probably have to change it to a
Scott Fish's favorite part.
Thanks.
That is his favorite part. We got NBA in the chat. What's up, NBA?
What up, NBA?
Thanks for coming in all season, NBA. We really appreciated it. And it looks like he's excited. Jim is here as well. He said, glad to see you here, Jim. You guys invited the best guest ever today. Also, Thomas in here saying Big Ben is just 5 TDs away from overtaking Dan Marino for 7th all time. They might just let him throw it around the yard as much as his old arms are capable of.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, they might.
Like, if he's capable of throwing it,
they could.
Much, yeah.
Yeah, Jim, your point about Tom Brady and his closeness to that record, maybe the Steelers will do the same thing for Ben tonight, but we will see. That's all narrative-driven speculation about Ben tonight, but I like it. That's my favorite part about fantasy.
I think
sports.
Deontay Johnson has a great game tonight, personally.
I hope so.
Especially.
I hope so. Do you think he does better than A.J. Dillon did last night? Because I remember we told someone to start Deontay Johnson over A.J. Dillon a couple times.
Yeah.
Me as well.
I mean, A.J. Dillon did really well.
Yeah.
The game script kind of went how we expected, where the Packers got up big, right? But if the Packers didn't go up big, I think Aaron Jones is a lot more involved. So hey, A.J. Dillon was a great play.
Killed it last night. Guys, JL, if you're ready, I'm going to hand it off to you to start running this game today. Show us those categories. If all-time leaders is up there, I riot.
I would never do that. I would never do that. I'm too scared for that. Maybe one day I'll do it, and I'll have Scottfish come up with the categories or the questions because I'm so bad at it. All right, so the order today is Jim, Josh, Simon. You guys good with that?
Let's
I don't
do
care.
it.
No. Okay.
I don't
Doesn't
care.
matter.
Jim, you were going first. Let me take this this logo off here so we can see all the categories. Categories are Week 17 fantasy points, 2021 ADP, Player 1 plus Player 2, or Player 3. That's where we'll take one stat from or 2 stats from 2 players, and the stat could be different. Add them up, and if they're greater or less than a stat from Player 3. Target monsters, everything, questions related to targets, target share, and then Fanduel Monday Night Football special.
Okay.
I thought that was the store Target, and I was like, I am a Target monster. Like I tear up a Target. They love me. I'll go in for some eggs, and I'll leave with a yoga mat, a neck pillow, a bicycle, and no eggs. Every single time.
You got everything you need.
Javen, I've got great news for you. He said, will FYF be streaming during the off season? We will stream every day, same schedule, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. The off season gets fun around here. We did it all last off season, so make sure you tune in still. We'll have some more of our fun streams. We'll probably get back to doing some of the fun tier lists as opposed to just the football one, some movies, TV shows, but there'll be plenty of football talk as well. So tune in all off season. And Trippy says, when is the next 12-team Superflex Dynasty mock draft? Well, we did mock draft Monday all last offseason. So we'll probably go right back into doing mock draft Monday this year as well. We'll see. We haven't decided yet, but
probably next week.
Probably next week. But yeah, we'll do a mock draft next week for sure.
I think we were talking with Jay a little bit, and I think what we're going to do for the time being is do a mock draft every other week until we get a little bit closer to the season, and then we'll pick it up and get into mock draft season.
Scott, did you get a bicycle every single time, Simon? That's a lot of bicycles. Yeah, it's becoming a problem. It's like
I visited him a couple months ago, and it was just like his whole house is filled with bicycles. It's like hoarding.
My girlfriend is so patient with me, but like she gets it. Like, what am I going to do? Go into Target and not buy a bicycle?
She's running out of patience.
And we're the air pumps as well. Like you got to have more than one. So those are taking up a lot of room in my house too. Also, Dan, what's up? Welcome in. And Dan's excited about Jim as well. You've got a cheering section in the chat, Jim.
A lot of good people out there, man. I appreciate them all.
Yeah.
And then one last question from NBA before we get into it. If Baker loses today, what % chance do you each give Baker as starting QB for the Browns next season? Jim,
Baker lose. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
100%, because what do you do? It's the problem the Bears had a Jay Cutler. It's like they want to get rid of him, but quarterbacks don't grow around trees, as Greg Cosell said. So what's your option? So in his shoulder, he has to get somewhat of a pass for the shoulder injury.
Yep. Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I think you go back and watch the games where Baker wasn't injured. He's an above average quarterback. I'm not going to say he's a world beater. He's not best in the NFL, but he's an above average quarterback when healthy. I don't think whether he loses tonight changes the percentage. It's the same either way.
Yeah, and even if he's an average quarterback when healthy, like Jim said, quarterbacks don't go on trees. An average NFL quarterback is very difficult to find.
Jay, we'll talk after the show.
Okay. I'll give it a 99% chance. I'm a little bit less confident than Jim, I guess. But
1% less confident.
He's going to be the starter if he's healthy.
All right, let's get into the game. Jim, what category would you like to pick and what value?
Target monsters for 300.
Target monsters for 300. Here's your question, Jim. Which player has the most targets on the season? Amon-Ra St. Brown, Terry McLaurin, or Mark Andrews?
It's interesting.
Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews.
I can see that going a couple different ways. That's a good question.
Mark Andrews is absolutely correct.
Pretty
Mark
close.
Andrews is 138 compared to Terry McLaurin's 124.
That's a good question.
Amon-Ra St. Brown's 109. Great
Wow.
job,
I wouldn't have gone
Jim.
with Amon-Ra, but I consider. I mean, he's getting so many targets the last 5 weeks that is like you could consider him, right?
Good. He's getting up there. Well done, Jim. You got that one correct. So you get to pick Josh's category.
Oh, no.
So then we'll go with P1 plus P2 or P3.
no.
All right, Josh.
Going out
Also,
much.
Scott in here said, Jim, you might be interested to know that he's been splicing Manning DNA with Birch Tree DNA and is in fact working on the first ever QB tree.
Okay.
So quarterbacks
would be.
will grow on trees.
Right. Quarterback. I guess the correct statement is quarterbacks don't grow on trees yet.
Suck it, Cassell.
And then they'll get there.
Oh, man.
All right.
I don't know
Josh.
if birch tree is like the best for a quarterback.
Yeah,
I don't know.
interesting.
It's probably
choice.
an aspen. I would
Yeah,
pick.
yeah. Maybe
Watch
a
your mouth,
redwood.
Simon.
Sorry. Aspen.
Anyway, let's go with 300. It worked for Jim. Let's see if it works for me.
All right. P1 plus P2 or P3 for 300. Which is higher? Jonathan Taylor's rushing yards plus Zeke's rush yards or Justin Fields' passing yards?
Yeesh.
Ooh. So let me just do some quick math here in my head. Jonathan Taylor probably has about 1,600 rushing yards, 1,500,
Carry the
something like that.
floor.
Zeke has like 900, 1,000 rushing yards probably. So that's like 2,600. It's probably less than but Justin Fields hasn't been the starter all year. That's a tough question. I'll go with Justin Fields, but just because he hasn't started, he could be a lot lower. It's
Final answer,
close as
Justin
this.
Fields?
Yeah, I'll go with Justin Fields.
All right.
Oh,
Justin
that's so
Fields, I'm
close.
sorry,
That's
is
dirty.
not correct. That was a little Josh Mathy. I am sorry. 1,734 rushing yards for Jonathan Taylor, 284. I just realized I actually messed this question up.
Yeah, I think Zeke has more.
Yeah, he's sorry. I
rushing
meant to
yards,
put
probably.
receiving yards, and I put.
Oh, I was
rushing
way
yards.
off then.
So, Josh,
I
I'm gonna let you
freaking
pick.
killed it.
I'm
No,
gonna
no,
let you-
I thought it was rushing yards plus rushing yards, and Jonathan, it would have been ridiculous.
even
against
higher.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just screwed that up. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So I
all
don't
right.
even want that. I don't deserve it.
All right, we're moving
I
on
would
to
have been
Simon.
so far off.
Also, Scott here saying if I'm not on to do tree brackets, the 35's riot. Yeah, when we do tree brackets, you're in here, Scott. Don't worry about it. Also, K Kim, welcome in
Brandon's
back to
gotta
Jeopardy. Yes,
let's
indeed.
get
We're
back
playing
into
some more
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy. Ooh, and I get to pick. What do I want to do? You know what? Let's head on over to the Fanduel Sportsbook and we'll skip 300 like these other guys did.
300. All right. Which of these players is most likely, according to FanDuel Sportsbook odds, to score the first touchdown tonight?
Touchdown.
Deontay Johnson, Najee Harris, Nick Chubb, or Chase Claypool?
This is interesting because it's not just an anytime touchdown score. It's that first touchdown. I'll go with one of the backs. I'll go Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb, final answer?
Final answer.
Nick Chubb.
Najee Harris is actually the favorite. Plus 450. Nick Chubb,
Damn.
plus 500. Deontay Johnson. I'm sorry, Simon.
Maybe someone who knows more about how they set these lines. Do they take into account like which team is the home team and therefore might be more likely to receive the ball? Like they get to make the call whenever the coin is flipped. Like I wonder if there's any math.
That
going
doesn't
on there.
matter though, because
Or
it's
if I'm just
like,
an
it's still a
idiot.
coin flip, right?
Yeah.
Still
No, I would have
coin
gone
flip.
with Nick Chubb.
Same here.
For sure.
Looks like the chat all said Chubb as
Said
well.
Chubb, yeah.
And Trippy Trout said, anyone else think that Josh kind of looks like Carson Wentz, but with brown hair?
I'll take that. He's
Sure.
a good looking guy.
Sure.
Yeah. It's hard to picture him with brown hair, though.
Thank
But
you.
maybe if you gave him brown hair, Josh looks just like him.
What color hair
can
does
see it.
Carson Wentz have? Is he like kind of a ginger?
Redhead? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
redhead.
I have two brothers. They're both redheads, like full on,
Yeah,
like
that's
orange
true.
hair.
I've seen them both.
And if you see me in like some sunlight, you can see like a decent amount of red in my beard.
You start glowing in the sunlight.
Yeah, I
Glowing
do.
red.
It's immaculate.
So Jim, good job, I guess, after round
Jim,
one. Whatever.
the
Oh my
only
gosh.
the only one with points after round one. How you feeling, Jim?
Jinxed. I feel very jinxed.
Very jinxed.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna win now.
Oh, yes. Jinxed more.
Well, you do get to
Don't
pick your
want
next
you to win.
category.
Wink, wink.
Simon did not get it correct. So what category would you like here, Jim?
Let's go back to target monsters. Let's go for 500 this time.
He's not messing around. He's not messing around.
All right, Jim, put these players in order of target share on the season. So total target share on the team on the season: Darnell Mooney, Noah Fant, Travis Kelce.
So this is the percentage,
Highest
right?
to lowest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the number.
So Mooney will be first. Now it's a matter of second, which is going to be a trick. So I'm going to say, still going to. You know what? I'm going to say the same order on the screen: Mooney, Fant, Kelce.
Mooney, Fant, Kelce. Final answer.
Yep, Kelce be the logical second one, but I don't think he is. The dog liked it.
So sorry,
Logical second one, and he was.
He was Mooney with 25.9% target share. Travis Kelce 21.7%. Noah Fant 17.9%. That was a little tricky because Noah Fant does have a lot of targets.
No,
I was with you.
Well.
I was with you because it was a $500 question. I thought you were right. I was like, I figured it out.
If you asked me no 500, that was my answer right there. Yes.
Yeah. I could have seen Fant being number 2 as well, especially earlier in the season. He was getting a lot more targets. And they just don't pass a lot there. You know,
exactly.
That's got to be a consideration. They're running so much. So, like, even if he has less targets, that doesn't mean he has a less of a target share, right?
Right.
Yes.
Take him. Good guess. Kelce, Mooney, Fant. Close.
Fanny.
Got the Fant correct. Just switched up the Mooney and Kelce there. Said won't cast my TV. Try YouTube. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, YouTube seems to work pretty well.
Yeah, I've cast some Twitch to my TV before, though. That's interesting.
Maybe it's goofing. I don't know.
All right, talk to Twitch for you, Cam?
Yeah, talk to Twitch, Josh.
I got you. I get to pick my category.
You do.
Do I feel confident in week 17? I do. Let's go with the $300 question in week 17.
All right. Who had the most PPR fantasy points in week 17? Boston Scott, DK Metcalf, or Romandre Stevenson?
So DK Metcalf had 3 touchdowns, but he didn't have a lot of yards. Both Boston Scott and Romandre Stevenson absolutely killed it as well. All these guys had fantastic week 17 games. But I'm going to go with DK Metcalf. 3 touchdowns, right? Let's go.
DK
Final answer?
Metcalf.
DK Metcalf is absolutely correct.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Compared to Boston Scott's 24.6 and Romandre Stevenson's 22.7. Well,
they all had very good games. Yeah. It was good to see this from DK Metcalf from like a dynasty and a next year standpoint. We needed to see it, something like this.
So Jim, let me ask you, how are you feeling about DK Metcalf going into next season? I know there's been rumors that Russell Wilson might not be there next year. Are you confident in Metcalf as a dynasty asset?
Absolutely. He needs to either have a different offensive system, a different quarterback, because the talent is through the roof. He was not used optimally, and there's no way somebody that good can be continued to held down. It's like Michael Jordan when Dean Smith was his coach. Dean Smith is the only person to keep him under 20 points a game.
Right.
And DK Metcalf's a superstar. Yeah.
Right.
I'm with you. And it looks more and more likely as like that all these rumors I'm hearing that it could be that Russell Wilson's on his way out of there. I know a lot of like people in the Seattle area are like, get rid of him while we can still get some, draft capital for him. And I guess I wouldn't blame him at this point. It doesn't seem like they have a good enough team to win now with him. So I'm fine with it. And that's crazy. Russell Wilson is one of the best quarterbacks we've seen in the last 10 years, right?
Yeah. What about Romandre Stevenson? He's been showing out when he's played, still there behind Damian Harris. How do you guys feel about Romandre Stevenson as a dynasty asset?
Fine. He's got value more than he did at the beginning of the season. I still think it's Damian Harris's job, but I view this more. We talked about this on the show yesterday a little bit, I think. I view it more close to like the Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams situation than I do Patriots backfields of the past where it was a guessing game all the time. I think the breakdown might be a little bit more heavy in Damian Harris's favor than maybe it is in Javonte Williams right now, like a 65-35 breakdown, but he's got value. And if Harris goes down, he's shown that he can step right in and be successful. So he's a player I would maybe look to acquire if you can, but I don't know what the cost is going to be.
Yeah, he still might be pretty cheap, I imagine, but definitely not as cheap as last year. We had some people here in the comments. Al is saying, "Sup, gentlemen," and JL. I deserve that. I deserve that after losing the championship yesterday.
You are no longer a gentleman.
Cam got it to cast on his TV from YouTube. Nice job. And then also, I did Google the name, and Cameron Johnston is the name of a Pro Bowl punter. So he at least passed the first fact check right there. But We might have a Pro Bowl.
I don't like how there's a lol and a haha in that statement.
Yeah, I know.
It's skeptical. A little skeptical there.
I'm choosing to believe it that there's a Pro Bowl punter watching the show right now. That is what I'm choosing to.
That's
believe.
Pretty cool. Come on the show sometime.
One day we'll get Pat McAfee on. We'll get Fanduel to get us Pat McAfee on. We'll have like a Pro Bowl punter game face off.
We got Tribby Trout in here with a question for us. He wants to know, how do you guys rank Kadarius Toney compared to players like Bateman, Ayuk, Elijah Moore, and Judy? Jim, we'll come to you first. How do you feel about Toney compared to guys like that?
You know, what we saw from Kadarius Toney when he was healthy, very, very little amount of time. But when you put him in the slot, his ability laterally is insane. He almost is uncoverable. Now, I don't think he'll be as good as an outside receiver, so I think that's going to cap his upside. So, but basically, there is a big role for him in the NFL. I think Elijah Moore profiles, even despite his size, is a good outside receiver, so I like him ahead. Bateman's more of an outside receiver. I just think they get more done. At the end of the day, they're targeted more. So I would put Toney in the middle of that. Ayuk, until he gets into an offense that's going to feature him more. Jerry Jeudy's a similar position player. So I put Toney right in the middle of that group.
Right in the middle. Josh, what about you? Do you agree with Jim here, or do you have a slightly different opinion on Toney?
A slightly different opinion. I agree with Jim, though. I think Kadarius Toney, he's a get the ball in this guy's hands kind of player, and he's going to make something happen. He looks awesome. Once you just got to get the ball in his hands, right? He came out of college kind of like this player where he wasn't the best route runner. He was kind of a hybrid role when he was at Florida, I believe. I liked what I seen out of Kadarius Toney, but I really like these other options too. Let's just say I was in a dynasty startup draft. I'd probably draft all four of these players ahead of Kadarius Toney, but I'm not saying that's not to knock Kadarius Toney anyway. I just really like these other players.
I'm with Josh. I would rank them probably Judy, Bateman, Ayuk, Moore, Toney.
I put Moore higher personally, actually. He might be the highest for me.
I was going to say, I think Moore is top. Judy's highest for me, and then Moore. And then I think it goes Toney, Bateman, Ayuk for me. But I've got Moore and Judy a little bit higher, just based on what we've seen this year, right? And Judy, it's not just based on what we've seen this year. He's an unreal route runner. Like, that dude is too talented not to find real success in the NFL, just from what we've seen with the bad quarterback play. So I'm super high on Judy for sure. Let's see. NBA said Coach Sirianni utilizing Boston Scott. He's a beauty to watch. Great skill set. It was good seeing Boston Scott perform this weekend. NBA. And Cam saying Elijah Mitchell made my day. And what's up, Geek Jeff in here said congrats to Jay for steamrolling me yesterday. Man,
let's go, Jay.
Gonna let Jay do that to you. And Truly Epic said Kadarius Toney is good, but he's no Hunter Renfrow. Truly Epic is the number one Hunter Renfrow fan in the entire world.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd find it, but we did.
Also, what's up, Sean? Welcome in. Glad
Sean.
to have you here. Guys, are you ready to jump into our next question? I think it's my turn, if I'm not mistaken.
It is your turn.
I get to pick the category.
And Josh gets to pick the category. Josh, what category is Simon going to be doing? We could add all-time leaders if you want.
Yeah, let's do all-time leaders then. No, I'm joking. Let's do 2021 ADP.
Give me 500.
All right. 500. Put these players in order of their 2021 ADP. Simon, DeAndre Swift, Mark Andrews, Antonio Gibson, Keenan Allen.
You can figure this out, I think. You got this. Good luck.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can do this. And then I immediately started questioning every single name.
That same exact thing happened to me. So I
was like, oh, this is.
I'm gonna write it down. I want to guess. I want to see if I.
Yeah, me too.
I'm kind of interested in this one.
I won't click send, but as soon as you answer, I'm gonna click send on this one. After you do that.
People, I'm having the toughest decision with, to be honest with you. But I got it.
Let's put in these players
honestly,
in order.
I think I may be entirely wrong on this. Okay, like I think I might get all four of them in the wrong spot. But the answer I'm going with is Gibson, Swift, Allen, Andrews.
Gibson,
mine is very
Allen,
close.
Andrews.
I switched. Well, go ahead. Are you locking that in?
Yeah, I'm locking that in.
I switched Allen and Swift for my order.
Yeah.
But it was the same order. It would Gibson, Allen, Swift.
Yeah, I think
Andrews.
you're right, actually, because I put Swift. Yeah, Gibson was ahead of Swift.
Yeah.
I think you got it right. Simon.
I could see it.
All
I
right.
could see it.
We'll
The
see.
answer is Gibson, Allen, Swift, Andrews.
Oh, so close.
Let's go.
I'm sorry, Simon. No
I
points for
forgot
you.
just how far Swift was falling. Like I knew he was
Yeah,
behind
you're
Gibson because I remembered he was falling. And I remember Jay Wall
It was the
specifically
bad
was like
offense.
pushing for him to draft us in our Pros with Joe's league. But yeah, the Alan Swift one, man, that messed me up right there.
Shout out to Albert. I was about to do it too.
Albert, our trivia ways. Albert, why couldn't you have posted that 5 seconds earlier so I could have copied your answer? You're always right. Nice job, Albert. Was he the only one who got it? No, it looks like Jay Wall.
He copied Albert, probably.
Probably.
The only explanation.
And then truly epic.
Trippy Trout, good guess. He went, Renfro, Gibson, Andrews.
Actually, Jordan coming in the chat saying now that order's flipped, that's not that crazy, actually. Or JP,
yeah, it might be. Swift's
I don't know
if
Allen. Well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I could see an
Swift's
argument for
probably
drafting like any of these 4 guys first next year, except for maybe Gibson based on what he's done this year. But even then, what he's done this year in that small stretch, you could make the argument.
He played hurt all year. He was never close to 100%.
Yeah, you can make the argument right there. And Cam said Andrews last. Yeah, if you remember this offseason, me included, I'll own up to it. I completely knocked Mark Andrews off my draftable list. I did not want any part of what I viewed as the second receiving option in this low volume passing game from the Ravens. But you know what? That offense adapted. They threw the ball a lot more this year. Lamar Jackson looks pretty good as a passer, and Andrews is showing up. And he's the first option over there, it seems like, more often than not. So I was wrong on that one. But Andrews, I think that was a common opinion this offseason that the Ravens offense couldn't support a high-level tight end like Mark Andrews.
Yep.
I agree.
All right. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
All that being said, I got it wrong.
No, I was just agreeing with Simon. He's correct. I think that was the perception coming into the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrews was definitely being slept on. Jim, you get to pick your own category again.
Isn't going after me nice?
No, it's not. Here. I can speak from experience.
Let's go with P1 plus P2 or P3 for 500.
500. All right, Jim, which is higher? Trevor Lawrence's interceptions plus Trevor Lawrence's passing touchdowns or Mac Jones passing touchdowns?
All right, Jones.
This is a great
touchdowns. Lawrence threw for 1.
This is over the course of the season.
This is the
whole season. The whole season. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh man. All right.
But you got this week down. You just got to add 16 more in.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see here.
Just remember every week. Remember, so week 16, it was. No,
I'm going to go with Mac Jones' passing TDs here.
You're going to go with Mac Jones passing touchdowns.
Yep.
I know Trevor Lawrence doesn't have a lot of. Oh, yeah. I was about to say he doesn't have a lot of passing touchdowns, but he's got a lot of interceptions.
A lot of interceptions. 10
wow.
passing touch. I think I switched those up. 10. Yeah, I flip-flopped them, but it's 10 passing touchdowns, 17 interceptions, 27, and Mac Jones is 21 passing touchdowns.
Ooh.
That was a tricky one.
17 Trevor. 32nd in the
some
NFL.
Mixed answers in the chat.
Yeah, but a lot of Lawrence. Trippy getting Lawrence. Scott getting Lawrence. Epic went Mac passing touchdowns. J-Wall with T-Law.
I like that Cameron said Mac Jones, please.
Please. Just be Mac Jones. That was my thought as well. I knew it was Lawrence, but my thought was please be Mac Jones because I knew Trevor didn't have more than 10.
I think what's crazy here, though, is that Mac Jones has 21 touchdowns to 10 for Lawrence. That's crazy.
That is nuts. What do you think? Do you think? I was going to say, do you think Trevor Lawrence on the Patriots would have 21 plus touchdowns, or do you think this is a problem with the quarterback and not just the system?
You know, I know rookie quarterbacks often struggle, and I know the team he was on was toxic, but man, they trail every game.
Yeah.
And they've had some easier opponents, and that's all he's got. I'm a little concerned, not massively concerned, but he's going to really have to figure some things out.
I want to see what they do with that coaching staff because honestly, like I've said this 1,000 times, I'll say it again. His biggest problem in college was that he stared down his first read. But when you played for Clemson and your receivers were faster than 99% of the other teams, it didn't matter that you stared down T. Higgins, Mike Williams. Like, who cared if you stared him down? But now he's in the NFL and he's doing the same exact thing. It hasn't been coached out of him yet, but I think that's coachable. So hopefully they get someone in there that can help develop him a step further. But Thomas said, any comments from the Clemson guys? He's got some work to do, but he's still got that talent. So hopefully he can pull it together.
I don't want this to take away from Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones has also just looked fantastic.
He's looked so good. Yeah.
You know, I think he's the most accurate rookie quarterback in NFL history at the moment. And he was the most accurate, had the most accurate college football season ever, his last season in college. So like, he's a good quarterback. He knows how to find completions. And that's exactly what the New England Patriots want. So they're just the perfect fit, you know? So
it makes sense. Yeah. He's played out of his mind this year.
Yeah. He's impressed.
Yeah. Scott Fish saying,
Jim,
watching Giants games, he throws the least catchable ball It's bad watching. He says they are one of my least favorite to rewatch.
And Mac throws an extremely catchable ball. Yeah, Lawrence probably has more tools. He can throw the ball farther. He looks prettier doing it, right? But yeah, Mac Jones just gets it done when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
So, Jim, let me ask you, who do you think is going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year? I think it's between two players, Mac Jones and Jamar Chase. And we were kind of discussing it yesterday, and we had mixed answers.
I think yesterday's game on the huge stage of the Chiefs has to put him over the top because he has, 200-yard games with multiple touchdowns. I think those flashy plays, I think those trump steady statistics.
Yeah. Highest by any rookie in a single game. Receiving yards wise,
66 receiving.
I think it's the second highest wide receiver performance in a PPR league ever.
Wow.
Behind Tyreek Hill.
Mac Jones has done things that a lot of people could do. Jamar Chase has done things that very few people can do. I think that makes
Jamar Chase would be my pick as well.
Yeah, my pick. I think I went with Jamar Chase as well.
Scott wants to know, do you guys like Mac Jones? I don't dislike him. I think he's a good quarterback. And I like him for the Patriots. For fantasy, he's got a ceiling.
Fantasy is very
Yeah, he's got a ceiling. He can be good, but he's never going to be your number one quarterback on the season, I don't think. He doesn't have that kind of upside.
Yeah, and he's not going to put a team on his back. He's not going to be the 5,000-yard thrower with 45 touchdowns. I don't think that's him.
2 weeks ago, who were they for the Bills? I think they were like down and they just couldn't do anything. But yeah, I digress. Let's keep playing. I think I'm up.
You are.
Yes, yeah. Jim, sorry, did not get that one correct. So Josh, you get to pick your own category on this one.
Let's go player 1 plus player 2 or player 3, 400.
400, all high numbers, guys. Which is higher, Davis Mills' passing yards plus Tom Brady's passing touchdowns or Baker Mayfield's passing yards?
So passing touchdowns, that's only adding like 40 or 30, high 30s.
If this is close enough that matters, you are really mean.
So Davis Mills didn't play a ton of games. Baker Mayfield played. He missed like one game, I think. I don't know. I'll go with Baker Mayfield.
You are correct, Josh. Baker Mayfield's got 2,825 compared to Davis Mills' 2,363 plus 40 touchdowns from Tom Brady.
That's all the difference between Baker and Davis Mills. It's been that bad. Oh.
That was pretty high for Davis Mills.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised right there.
Davis Mills had a couple 300-yard games. It might be 3. It was 2 for sure. But he's put up yardage.
Yeah.
I bet like passing yards per game started. I bet Davis Mills is higher than Baker Mayfield. Probably.
Could be.
Probably. We had a question from NBA in the chat, guys. Now that our teams are eliminated from the playoffs, Ravens and Browns, they're not going to be. Are the Ravens eliminated officially after that loss?
They are. I actually
be a wild card team still, right?
I think it's really doubtful. It's like less than 2% chance.
It's 2% exactly, according to 538 from what I'm looking at right now. So you guys are 2% exactly, along with the Steelers to make it. Browns are out of it. But Josh Jale, now that the Ravens are out, is there a team you're pulling for, or are you just pulling for good football?
Good football.
Always good football for sure. Team I'm pulling for. I'll tell you a team I'm not pulling for. I'm sorry, Bambo, if you're watching this, it's the Packers. I just don't like the Packers. So
doesn't want the Packers to win. Cheering against the Packers. You know what? I know they're an AFC North team, but the Bengals have been so much fun to watch. It would be cool to see them make a run. Like, I know I'm a Browns fan. I'm not supposed to say that, but I love Joe Burrow. I love Jamar Chase. They're a fun offense. That would be cool, but isn't looking likely. The other thing, it would be really cool to have an LA Super Bowl in LA, like a Rams-Chargers Super Bowl. So I'll be pulling for that just because like that would be so much fun to have both LA teams playing in LA for the Super Bowl. Unlikely, but what I'm pulling for.
Oh, the Chargers would be really fun.
Chargers would be fun. You guys ready?
Yeah. So Josh, you got that one correct.
Yeah.
It's going to give you 400. You get to pick Simon's category.
Simon, let's take you back to the ADP category. I know you like that one.
Yeah. You know what? I did pretty good. I didn't quite get it. So maybe if we take it down one difficulty notch, this one's mine. 400.
Nice.
400. All right, Simon, put these players in order of 2021 ADP. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott.
Ooh, this one has one little trick in it, but I think I got you. I'll go Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott.
So you went, sorry, let me write that down.
It might be Dak ahead of Lamar, but I'm going to go Josh, Lamar, Dak. I'm pretty sure Josh Allen was first.
Any order.
All right.
I would go with yours. It makes
Allen,
sense.
Jackson, Dak. You nailed it, Simon. Well done.
Lamar Jackson was a value in drafts for me this year. I was drafting him a lot, but he had some disappointing weeks this year. It wasn't all.
And then Dak also had like injury
butterflies.
concerns kind of coming into the season a little bit. They weren't.
Yeah.
People weren't like
He had
100% sure
issues.
if he'd be his own like back to normal more or less.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Albert nailed it again.
Nice
Josh
job.
Allen, Jackson, Dak. Trippy just switched up Prescott and Jackson, and J Wall got it correct by copying off Albert, presumably.
Or me.
Once again. There's no way he'd copy off you.
You're right. That would not be in your best interest most times.
Yeah, and Trippy said pull for the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Okay.
Do you think he's a Cowboys fan based on that image? I can't determine.
Could be.
Maybe he's just a fan of blue helmets and white shirts.
And you can't asking Davis Mills greater than Jeff Driscoll though?
Sure.
In what category? Football? Yeah.
Football, probably. Yeah.
Name? No.
Definitely not. No. Give me
Jeff
Dave,
Driscoll.
give me Driscoll.
Man, Driscoll. That's a good last name. I feel like you got to say it with a little bit of a draw, like Jeff Driscoll.
Jeff
Exactly.
All
Maybe
right,
you got to
Simon.
pack a fat lip while you say it as well.
Simon, you got that one correct. Already gave you your points, but you get to pick Jim's category on this one.
Let's go to one of the ones we haven't. Let's do that one.
Yeah, Jim, you're never gonna get this one.
That one was already picked.
Yeah, that one was already picked. We'll go with 2021 ADP. We'll keep Jim over there.
All right, Jim.
Let's
300. Who was drafted lowest according to 2021 ADP? Who was drafted lowest according to 2021 ADP? Cooper Kupp, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, or George Kittle?
It's got to be Cooper Kupp.
Final answer?
Yeah, Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp is exactly
agree.
correct. CEH was the highest, followed by Kittle, then Cooper Kupp.
CEH was pretty high, wasn't he? Wow.
A running back scarcity, right? That's it.
And it's a high-powered offense.
Yes.
Coming off a solid rookie season. I get it.
And a bunch of Cup in the chat. Cam Cup, J Wall
Don't say
Cup,
that.
Albert Cup, Trippy Cup,
I think it's fine.
truly epic Cup.
A lot of cup.
Truly
You're right.
epic Cup.
Truly epic cup. Yeah, that'll protect you. That's what catchers wear in baseball. A truly epic cup. Justin in here has a question for us. Says, I'm down 16. I got Chubb and Deontay Johnson. Lock, right? Never say it's a lock. But let us say it's a lock. It's a lock. Josh, what do you think here?
Yeah, I'll give you. I said Deontay Johnson already. I think he's gonna have a good. I'm gonna give you 90.
Jim, what do you think here? You think Justin's got it?
If it's full PPR, yes. Half PPR, 85%. If it's standard, 70%.
I think that's a good breakdown. Yeah.
So Justin said, Simon, no hat. I had one on at the beginning, but there was like loose metal in it, so it was like stabbing my head.
Loose metal in your hat?
Don't
Like the metal wiring is like poking out from the inside. It's a really old hat. Well, all of my other hats that you see usually I've misplaced. They're in the house somewhere. I don't go anywhere else.
You were wearing one yesterday.
It's gone. I don't know where I put it. It was the last remaining one, and now it's missing. So I need to go on a hat hunt after this.
Hat hunt.
They're hiding.
All right. So this one, Jim, you got this one correct.
Correct.
And I did
I
not
think
give
you gave me the
point.
money.
You did. You gave it
gave
to
the
him
money
already.
Take 300 back. There you go.
There we go.
That's right.
Yep.
All right.
It's a close
Man of
game.
integrity. I like it, Jim. You get to pick
I
Josh's
wouldn't let
next
him get
category.
away with it.
No way. No way. FanDuel Monday Night Football Special.
All right.
Give me the. I may just take the $200 question. Actually.
All right. 200. I like Jeffrey's comment. You just casually have loose metal in your hat.
Yeah,
I was kind of like, what?
This is every day for Simon. All right. Josh, who's the favorite to have more passing yards, Baker Mayfield or Big Ben Roethlisberger?
I'm
This is
not
tonight,
100%
Monday night.
sure. I feel like it's got to be Big Ben just because they throw it more. It's got to be Ben Roethlisberger. They just throw it a lot more.
Final
The
answer?
Browns want to establish the run. Yes.
Big Ben is right. Good job, Josh.
All right. I'll take that mun. Keep the lead.
Well done. Well done. Hey, Jim, with Ben saying this is likely his last season in Pittsburgh, what do you think Pittsburgh does going into next season? Do you think they'll draft a quarterback? Do you think they'll try and sign a veteran free agent? What are you expecting?
Their record's going to make it so they can't draft a quarterback to start day one. I mean, they're better off drafting one in round 2 or round 3 and hoping it's a project because, with the track record of getting a quarterback at that point. So Yeah, free agent if they can. I mean, they have some parts. They still have a defense. They've got weapons. They don't have a line.
Right.
And they probably go to retread veteran.
Yeah, I think that would probably make the most sense. They should be taking offensive line talent in the draft, so we're prioritizing that. So I think that would definitely make the most sense.
Maybe a Jimmy G.
Maybe. Oh, that would be a good one. Yeah. All right, Josh, you got that one correct. So you get to pick Simon's next category.
Did you think about it that way?
That's not a good category.
I think Josh is frozen. So why don't we let Jim pick my? Oh, there we go. He's back.
And also the chat.
I never left. I don't know what you're talking about.
Josh, you get to pick my category.
Yeah, Simon, you can have 2021 ADP.
Nice.
Keeping you there.
Give me 200. This always happens to me. I get stuck in one category.
Before we do, I just want to address some of these comments about that last conversation. Trippy saying Pittsburgh drafted Kenny Pickett for the Pitt connection. Maybe. Yeah, Cam also said Kenny Pickett. Must be a strong narrative.
I bet he's gone before Pittsburgh drafts with the way quarterbacks get drafted. Even though this is a weaker draft class, it doesn't tend to push the quarterbacks down further. It just makes teams take worse quarterbacks earlier.
Right. And then Alex saying they can trade up.
That's
definitely
true.
A possibility.
Never been done.
Never been done.
Yeah, that organization doesn't seem like that they're forward thinking, but maybe.
Alex peaked in high school. Teddy heading to Pitt. What do you guys think about that?
Oh, that could be interesting.
Sounds fantastic.
That sounds great.
Mitch Trubisky.
Oh, no.
Anyone outside Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, and there's one I'm a little bit nervous about. I forget. Oh, Russell Wilson.
You know it's been too long.
Get those three out of there. Keep them out
since Mitch has been a long-time starter, because we're starting to see people retread stats of like, he's actually pretty good. Like Mitch Trubisky's now that like I've been seeing tweets like, look at these Mitch Trubisky stats. Look at what he did in his first 50 starts. And guys, it's been a minute, but just go watch some tape to re-jog your memory about why he's not a starter anymore.
Yeah. Javen saying, does Russ to the Steelers sound crazy?
No.
I don't think
please, for the love of God, don't do that.
I prefer Jimmy G to Pittsburgh. I think that's actually a really likely thing in my mind.
I would much rather that. If I had to be a Browns fan with Russell Wilson, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson as the three other quarterbacks in the division, that would really suck.
You got Baker. Why are you sad?
God, I like Baker. I just wish he was better at football. But as a person, I love him. So, I just wish he was a little bit better. He's not Lamar Jackson. Let's not kid around.
And Russ won't go there because he'll only go to a place that has an offensive line. That was his biggest argument.
You're right.
In Seattle.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's
Philly's a great landing spot for him.
Philly
swapped him and Hurts out.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That would be really interesting.
I'd be curious to see if Philly would do that.
Oh, and then just send Hurts to the Steelers. That'd be interesting. All right, we're gonna move on here.
We probably got time for one more round, right, before we go into Final Jeopardy, depending on how this one goes.
Sure. Let's see, Josh, you got that one correct. You said you're gonna keep it in ADP, and Simon, you said 200, right?
That's right.
All right, Simon, who was drafted higher according to 2021 ADP? Kyle Pitts or CD Lamb?
Ooh. Pitt's ADP was sneaking up there, but it's got to be CD Lamb, right?
Final answer?
Yep.
It's CD Lamb. It's CD
A
Lamb.
little bit closer than I thought, actually. Within 9 picks right there. But yeah, it had to be Lamb.
All right, you get to pick Jim's next category, Simon.
Jim, what have we done? Not a lot of. You know what? Let's go where you started. Let's go back to Target Monsters.
Target Monsters for 400.
Ooh,
400.
He's not messing around.
All right, Jim. Which player had the most targets in Week 17? Amari Cooper, Devontae Parker, or Hunter Renfrow?
Hunter Renfrow.
Final answer?
Yep.
I'm sorry, Devontae Parker.
What?
I would not have gotten that.
13 targets.
Nope.
No, he didn't.
Targets.
No, he didn't.
He didn't do much with them. I'll tell you that much.
No.
If anything,
13 targets.
13 for Devontae Parker.
I would have gotten that completely wrong. I actually probably would have gone with Amari.
13 targets.
You know who didn't get that one wrong? Freaking Albert. What the hell?
Albert, you're an encyclopedia. That's awesome. Nice job. But man, that was shocking to me. I would have never gotten that one.
This one was specifically epic. Epic. This one was for you. I put this in there for you.
And Thomas said those are 13 targets Waddle should have had. Yeah.
Tell me about it. Freaking Waddle. He's the reason I lost my championship.
You're the reason you lost your championship.
I know, but I want to blame someone else. All right. I'm sorry, Jim. We're moving on to Josh.
Oh my gosh. Do you know why I got that wrong? I charted every game except for that one for some reason.
Jim's over here like, this is bullcrap. I chart these things
because
like, there's no way.
So I just looked, and that game wasn't charted. So I must have charted 14
fantastic.
games, and I must have somehow missed that game.
That's
oh my!
so
Because I
great.
normally, like I said, I chart every Monday morning.
Yeah, and Hunter
Well,
throws
it's
9 targets.
because there's so many games this Sunday, you know.
And that 13 would have jumped out. I mean, 13 totally would have jumped out. Yeah.
NBA saying we shocked Jim on that.
You did, yeah. Because I
love your face.
Well, the shock was, how did I miss charting that game? That was the shock.
Oh, that's so funny. And Trippy said Waddle ADP down.
Nah, one game won't do it. People are gonna be freaking out.
All right, Josh, moving on to you. What category would you like?
Give me week 17 fantasy points for 400.
Get it wrong.
400. All right. Put these players in order of their PPR week 17 fantasy points. Jonathan Taylor, Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee.
So Tyler Higbee got a ton of catches this last game. I think he's probably ahead of Jonathan Taylor. I think it's probably Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee, Jonathan Taylor.
Kupp, Higbee,
and
Taylor.
I'm going to lock that in. Kupp, Higbee, and Taylor.
All right. Kupp, Taylor, Higbee. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm so sorry, Josh.
He got a lot of targets, though. I remember I was watching that game. I was like, I felt like every play, it was like, Higbee,
I think it was towards the end. They were like, yeah, rallying with Higbee.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Josh. You did not get that one
okay.
correct. So, Simon, you get to pick your next category. And
Wow.
question.
Let's see. Do I want to catch up to? There's no 300, so I'd have to go.
Pretty close game.
Let's go. FanDuel Monday Night Football special for 500.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, put the stranglehold on it.
Everyone said Kupp, Higbee, Taylor.
We're gonna try to take the
Higbee,
lead before Final Jeopardy is what we're gonna try to do.
Yep.
All right. 500 for FanDuel Monday Night Special, right, Simon?
Yep.
All right. Put these players in order of receiving yards prop line. The over-under from highest to lowest. Pat Freiermuth, Najee Harris, Nick Chubb, Chase Claypool.
Does that qualify as an answer?
And it does not.
Oh shoot.
I'll accept it, and it's wrong.
And it's also wrong.
Man, I am really torn up between like 2 or 3 of these. I think I know who's last, but the other 3 I'm really struggling with. I'll go Claypool, Harris, Freiermuth, Chubb. I think that's wrong. Those first 3 I could flip in any order, but I'm going to go Claypool, Harris, Freiermuth, Chubb.
Mine would have been very close to you. I would have flipped Harrison Freiermuth.
Yeah, I was debating that one back and forth, but it's a $500 question. I was thinking maybe one of the running backs will sneak into the top 2, so that's what I'm going with.
We had some good guesses here in the chat. Trippy saying Claypool, Freiermuth, Chubb, Harris. Thomas saying Harris, Claypool, Muth, Chubb. Yakam saying Claypool, Chubb, Freiermuth, Harris. Claypool, Harris, Muth, Chubb. Yeah.
Me and Javen.
Chubb, Claypool, Freiermuth, Harris.
I see what you put in the
Harris,
chat
Muth,
Oh,
Chubb.
that's a good sign
agree,
right
Jim.
there. Albert
That
put the
is.
same thing as me.
Claypool, Muth, Chubb.
Oh no,
Harris,
Albert
wow.
put it.
Albert put the same thing.
Here's the answer.
And he's never wrong.
Claypool, Freiermuth, Najee Harris, Nick Chubb.
Yep, we got that one. Yep.
Chubb. I'm so sorry.
Dale has unlocked a new tier of difficulty in the $500 questions where he makes them the obvious answer. So you overthink it, put what you think is the not obvious answer, and get it wrong. It's a new layer to the difficulty here. I like it.
Hey,
JL.
you're putting 4 players in order, so.
Yeah, that's tough. That's
That was
tough.
tough.
That's good. It's very close. So do you guys want to do one more round, or
If
wanna
we
skip
speed
one?
through, we're just gonna have to answer.
Yeah, we'll
All
have to
right,
go
we'll
fast.
speed through. All right, Jim. What category and question would you like?
Well, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for 500. So,
Oh, the last
17
one.
fantasy points. I got to
All
get
right,
something right.
week 17
Jim goes
fantasy
big or
points,
goes
500.
home.
Put these players in order of PPR week 17 fantasy points. Amari Cooper, Sean Mannion, Marquez Callaway, and Taysom Hill.
4 point per passing touchdown league.
All right. So,
Yeah.
we're going to go Hill, Callaway, Mannion, Cooper.
Mannion, Cooper. All right, locked in. Hill, Callaway, Mannion, Cooper.
Sounds right to me.
Hill, Callaway, Mannion, Cooper.
Yeah.
Nailed it, Jim.
Oh, look at that in the final round. Jim
Nailed
pulls
it.
ahead.
Oh,
With the
man.
500.
Temporarily.
Gets
You
to
guys will
pick
be
my
on this.
category.
I can't catch up. The 500s are gone. It'll have to be
That's
in
what
Final Jeopardy.
Jeopardy's for, huh?
Yeah. All right, Josh. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Jim. You get to pick Josh's category here.
Well, you know what I'm going to do to Josh here. I'm
Don't do it.
2021 ADP. There's only 100 points there.
All right.
I knew you were going to do it.
Gamesmanship.
Now you're definitely in the league.
All right,
You're
Josh,
in the league
you have
going
no
into Final
choice
Jeopardy
here.
now. Yeah.
Who was drafted higher according to 2021 ADP? Jonathan Taylor or Joe Mixon?
It was Jonathan Taylor, but it's probably pretty close. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor is exactly right.
Yeah.
Well
About a
done.
round or two separate, more than a round. I can't do math.
Yeah.
All right, Josh,
Less
you get to
than
pick
a round.
Simon's category.
Simon, you could take player 1 plus player 2 or player 3.
Okay. 200.
200. Which is higher? Justin Herbert's 2021 fantasy points plus Tom Brady's rushing yards or Cooper Kupp's receptions?
It's got to be the first one. Justin Herbert's 2021 fantasy points. Though Tom Brady's rushing yards might add a negative number. No, he's had a couple games where he threw like 20 in there, but sometimes he's usually about 50-50 with negative or positive rushing yards in a game. But the fantasy points, come on. I'm going to go with the first one.
It's like 350.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is much higher.
Some points
done.
going into the final round. Also, I just wanted to pull this up. True Blue said, "Hey guys, thanks for all the advice this year.
Absolutely.
Thank you for
Thank
coming
you for
in.
coming
We
in.
appreciate it. This is what we love doing. We enjoy it, and we love it whenever people come in asking questions. It makes us happy. So thank you guys."
Absolutely.
Albert got that one as well. Man, are
Well
we ready for
done.
Final Jeopardy?
Yeah, you can.
I am.
I think so. And you can't saying, "Oh my God, the 17th." It was actually 17th pick overall, not 17th round for Joe Mixon.
Yes.
17th pick
Yeah,
overall.
yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
All right, we're going into Final Jeopardy here. Jim, do you have a piece of paper or a phone? Somewhere where
I
you
do.
can
I
write
have a
the answer?
phone. I'm phone there.
Perfect.
We're just going to write down our answers and show them at the same time.
And
But
our
actually, we have to
wager.
write down our wagers first.
Oh, yeah, and I have to tell you the category.
How much money can
Yep, I'm pulling that back up so everyone can see the amount of money that we have so you can make a strategic wager.
Good call. All right. The category is NFL team stats.
NFL team
NFL
stats.
Yeah, so write down how much you want to wager for the Final Jeopardy question.
Where do I want to go on this one?
All right, you guys ready?
Yes, as soon as I finish writing this number down.
I'm ready.
All right.
I am ready.
All right. Why don't you guys reveal?
Wager 900.
So okay. So
800.
1,000 for Jim. Josh, you got 900. Simon, 800.
We are. Look at that. It's like we're counting.
If Jim and I both get it wrong, we're going to be tied. And if we all get it wrong, Jim and I would tie.
And I would.
No.
lie.
I would lose. I lied. I would lose.
Yeah, because you got 1,000.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, no, you would both have 100 left.
Right.
We have 100 left, right?
Oh yeah. Never mind. Yeah, you're right.
All right. Here is your Final Jeopardy question. Here's your Final Jeopardy question.
And out of the chat, guys, into the comments, because
yes,
we're going
out
to
of
have a
the
little bit
chat.
more time here.
Out of the chat, into the comments. All right. Which NFL team has more total yards in 2021? The Indianapolis Colts, the Baltimore Ravens, or the Green Bay Packers? Write down your answer. Take a little bit of time. Total yards in 2021.
Hold on. I'm trying to get a solid piece of paper. There we go. Total yards. Oh my. Total yards.
Does this include games this week?
It's sure.
Sure. I'm not sure here.
All right. You guys got your answers?
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Are we typing them in? Or using the
we're gonna reveal them all at once.
All right.
All right. Ready?
If I can type. There you go.
All right. Simon going Colts. Josh going Packers. Jim going Ravens.
One of us will be right.
Whoever
One
gets
of
it
us
right
is winning
wins.
the show. One of us is winning right here.
Oh, I
One
love
of
that.
you is winning. Absolutely. Jay Wall going Ravens. Truly Epic saying, bet it all on Hunter Renfro.
True. I like it.
Yakim going
I don't
Packers.
like how many
Truly Epic
Baltimore-
going Packers. Trippy going Packers. Thomas going Packers.
Let's go.
Jay going Ravens, I think.
Ravenna. Yeah. He's going Ravenna.
Ravenna.
I was doing the same thing. I was typoing all over the place.
Come here now with Baltimore and then Indy. I'm not sure which one. We'll just go with Baltimore because that's your first one.
No, this is a different person. You see the names are different?
True Blue. You're right. Sorry, the pictures were the same.
Oh, yeah.
True Blue going Indy. Totally tripped me up. Truly Epic going Green Bay.
So everybody's all over the board here.
The answer to this, which NFL team has more total yards in 2021 is the Baltimore Ravens.
No!
6,059. Jim, you did it. The Baltimore Ravens with 6,059 yards.
And then
there were so many wild games.
Great win.
There were so many wild games. That's why I picked them, because they had like these games where they had their comeback and all those yards just go crazy.
And even without Lamar Jackson, they were putting up a ton of yards. You know,
yes.
they have been. Yeah, you're right.
And NBA celebrating your win. Jim says,
Thanks,
yes,
Julia.
hip, hip, hooray. Excited about your win over there.
So, Jim, that puts you in the lead. Josh, you came in with 2,100. Josh, you came in second with 1,000.
With 100.
And Simon. Oh, yeah.
We don't have to actually go actual scores. Yeah. Jim won. I came in second. Close second, obviously.
And I was in a close third behind Josh. I was only
yes, absolutely.
Only 100 behind him. Yes. 2,100. That's awesome. 100, 0.
And coming up, Beach89, so top right, pro guess. And Jason, yes, Jim wins. So congratulations.
Jim's a pro.
Congratulations.
It's not even a guess. When you're a pro, that's just like knowledge. Right there.
Yeah.
And Cam saying Jim a badass analyst, though. Yes, he is. That is 100% true.
I appreciate that.
And Geek Mill saying, "Let's go, Jim." Man, you got a whole cheering section in here, Jim.
People are great, man. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. What you do every day is just phenomenal. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, thank you so much, Jim. Javen saying, FYF made fantasy so much fun this year. Went 11-0, then lost CMC, and went 0-4. Got first rounded. Next year, taking home the ship. Hell yeah, Javen. That's the attitude. That's the right attitude.
We got it next year. 11-0. That's no small feat, though. Finishing 11-0 before getting first rounded like that. Trippy Trout wants to know, would you guys trade Ayuk for Tony and the 109 in a PPR dynasty league? I'm assuming not super flex, but maybe that changes your answer. Jim, what do you think here? Would you be making that trade?
I always like having two assets more than one, unless it's like a super, super high pick. Your probability of hitting is higher. At 109, that risk starts to settle in. So I would take the two established players. Well, kind of established.
Well, so it's Ayuk or Tony and a 109.
You misread it. I would take the Tony and the 109 side. I love Ayuk, but I think there's limitations to his game. I don't think he'll ever be an alpha.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Jim. I'm on the 109 side myself.
It's pretty fair as well. It's a pretty fair trade, but I'm also on the package side as well.
I would draft Ayuk ahead of Tony, but that 109 sets it ahead for me.
Yeah.
Also, guys, we are about to wrap up for today. Before we, though, another quick reminder, if you are not already following Jim, he just dominated in the game show, showed off his football knowledge. Go follow him at Jim Coventry.
He charts every single games except Miami games.
Yeah, my gosh. The Dolphins.
Guess what I'm doing as soon as I get off the air here?
Going and punching the Dolphin.
And this idiot might have actually charted the Tennessee side and forgot to do the Miami side. That's probably what happened.
It was the perfect...
Got, 29 or 30 teams.
It was the perfect question. Yeah. Nice job on that one. Also, NBA News said, love you guys and all the beautiful folks here. Great to see you, Jim. FYF rocks. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging with us every day.
Yeah, come hang out all year. We'll be here all year throughout the offseason.
And remember, trading makes fantasy fun.
Yeah. Trading does make fantasy fun. This does not. Everyone taking a shot for every 10 rushing yards Nick Chubb gets tonight. We might make it to halftime.
We do not advise that. Our legal counsel has told us that we cannot endorse that.
Yes. We cannot. And Trippy saying, I'm going to miss your streams every day because my school gets out at 4. Make sure you're subbed. You can watch them afterwards. Yes. I know it's not as much fun, but also keep your eyes peeled on our Twitter at FrontYardFYF. We're still setting our off-season schedule. We don't know what all that's going to look like. We know we will have we'll have our everyday at 3 p.m. show, but there's going to be other shows coming out as well that you can catch live. So make sure you guys are watching out for that. That is going to be it for us this Monday afternoon, though. Happy first week 18 ever to everybody, as Jim reminded us before the show started today. And I guess set your lineups if you're in a league that started in week 18. But if not, then take a break. Watch some football without the stress of fantasy there as well. That's it for today, guys. Adios, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.
Love you guys.
Bye.